Harry Potter lived at number 4 Privet Drive with his horrible uncle and aunt and their hateful son Dudley. Harry was often locked in his room, and even though he is a wizard, he couldn't escape because he wasn't allowed to use magic when he was away from school. One evening, a house elf named Dobby appeared.
Harry Potter must not go back to Hogwarts. If Harry Potter goes back, he will be in mortal danger. There is a plot, Harry Potter, a plot to make most terrible things happen.
Dobby disappeared, and shortly after, Harry's best friend Ron Weasley and his brothers Fred and George arrived in a flying Ford Anglia to rescue Harry from his prison. Harry told them all about Dobby's warning.
Very fishy. I reckon old Dobby was sent as someone's idea of a joke. Can you think of anyone at school with a grudge against you?
Draco Malfoy. Welcome to the Burrow, Harry. It's not much. I think it's brilliant. Thanks, Harry.
Did any of you ever give a thought of how worried I'd be?
But...
Bed's empty, no note, car gone. Could have crashed.
Mum,
Out of my mind with worry. Did you care? Never, as long as I've lived.
Mum...
Very pleased to see you, Harry, dear.
Come on, Harry. If the ghoul is locked the attic door again, we've got to try and find another way in.
Ronald Weasley, I thought I asked you to stop that ghoul from making such a racket. He's still dropping pipes over the attic floor. It's driving me mad.
Oh dear, Mum's really not happy and I think we should avoid her. But let's climb up onto the roof and jump in through the attic window. Right, we need to calm down the ghoul. He's banging and dropping pipes and it's driving Mum mad. Nice work, Harry. That'll shut him up for a while. Thanks for helping with the ghoul.
That's much quieter. Now I need you boys to denome the garden for me. Go find Mr. Weasley. He's by the shed messing about with non-magical junk.
Hey, look! Ginny's over by the Puffskein patch. Why don't you go and chat to her? She's been a bit shy lately. I wonder why. I'm off to see what Dad's up to.
Hello, Harry. Pleased to meet you. I'm Ginny. I'm just looking after a Puffskein, making sure that Fred and George don't use it as a bludger when they play Quidditch.
Hello, Harry. I'm Arthur Weasley. I was wondering if you'd help me denome the garden. It's just through the gate, but you'll need the denoming gloves to grab the gnomes. Unfortunately, I seem to have lost them under all this junk.
The sooner we denome the garden, the sooner we can get some sleep. I'm exhausted.
Harry, we'd like you to meet our washing machine.
Huh?
Dad tried charming it.
Now it's anything but charming.
I'd love to see that in Aunt Petunia's kitchen.
Right, let's go throw some gnomes.
We'll meet you in the garden when you're ready, Harry.
We need to get a move on with the denoming. Mum will go mad if she finds any gnomes left in the garden.
Look, there's one over there.
What you have to do is flipendo them until they're dazed and confused, then you grab hold of them and spin them round. And chuck them out of the garden.
Wow, I've got to try this.
Be my guest.
I bet you can't throw a gnome as far as Fred did.
Or hit any of the targets in the fields over there.
It's late, boys. Time for bed. Big day tomorrow. Diagon Alley, then platform 9 3/4. For someone who's never de-gnomed before, you've done an excellent job, Harry. Almost as good as Gilderoy Lockhart himself.
Thanks, Mrs. Weasley.
I think you deserve a chocolate frog.
Mrs. Weasley woke them all early the following Wednesday. She took a flower pot off the kitchen mantelpiece, and everyone grabbed a handful of Floo powder.
As you've never travelled by Floo powder before, you need to know a few things.
When you're in the fireplace, say where you're going.
And keep your elbows tucked in.
Mind you get out at the right fireplace.
Are you sure this is safe? Piece of cake! Diagon Alley!
It felt as though he was being sucked down a giant plug hole. Harry tried to keep his eyes open, but the whirling made him feel sick. He closed his eyes, wishing it would stop, and then he fell.
This doesn't look like Diagon Alley. The sooner I get out of here, the better. It's Lucius and Draco Malfoy.
Touch nothing, Draco. Ah, Mr. Borgin.
Mr. Malfoy, what a pleasure to see you again.
The Ministry of Magic is conducting more raids, and I have a few more items like this at home that might embarrass me.
Items that you are willing to sell?
Correct. I'll expect you tomorrow at the manor to pick them up. Good day.
Good day, Mr. Malfoy.
Harry, we hoped you'd only gone one fireplace too far. I was frantic with worry. Gilderoy Lockhart signing copies of his latest book in Flourish and Blots. We were thinking of going in to see him. Would you like to come with us, Harry?
Oh, well, okay then. Thanks.
Let's go inside.
Great Scott, is that? No, surely not. It is. It's Harry Potter.
Nice big smile, Harry. Together you and I were the front page.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the perfect moment for me to make an important announcement. I have great pleasure in announcing that I will be taking up the post of Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher at Hogwarts.
Bet you loved that, didn't you, Potter? Famous Harry Potter. Can't even go into a bookshop without making the front page.
Leave him alone. He didn't want all that.
Potter! You've got yourself a girlfriend!
I suppose your parents will go hungry for a month to pay for all the books you're going to need at Hogwarts. Here, girl, take this one. It's the least I can do to help out the poor and needy.
Let me give you some coaching, Harry. Fame is a fickle friend, and I would encourage you to be careful how you play the fame game, so to speak. Be sparing with your public appearances at first, and watch the company you keep.
Harry! Harry, we've missed the train!
Missed the train?
Yes! The Hogwarts Express left 5 minutes ago! No! What are we going to do? Well, I know that Dad took the flying car to work this morning. It's parked in Charing Cross Road. Okay, it's our only chance of getting to school on time.
In the wild of stocks and teas that I managed to regain my former prominent position as the world's most popular wizard. Harry? Oh.
Ready to go to Hogwarts, Harry? You know, Ron, I'm really not sure about this. We've got to get to school, haven't we? And even underage wizards are allowed to use magic if it's a real emergency. Section 19 or something of the restriction thingy.
You're sure you can fly it okay?
What's it look like? I'm doing all right, aren't I?
Yeah, I suppose. So far.
Being sure to check that no one was watching, Ron and Harry took off in the old Ford Anglia.
Now all we've got to worry about are airplanes. I can't see anything in here. Phew, that was close. I think we're almost there. Uh-oh, I think the car's cutting out. Come on, car. Come on. Look, Harry, there's Hogwarts straight ahead. Uh-oh.
Ron, where are you?
Over here, Harry! The Whomping Willow's got me!
Don't worry, Ron. I'll come and get you. Just hold on.
I can't do anything else. Hurry up, Harry! What kept you, Harry? I can't hang around here all night, you know.
Very funny, Ron. Now, how on earth am I going to release you?
Is there some kind of weak spot on the tree you could cast a spell at? Whatever you're going to do, I suggest you do it quickly! Thanks, Harry. Much appreciated. Oh, no! Come back! Great. My dad won't be happy that I lost his flying car. Anyway, we'd better get a move on. We don't want Professor Snape catching us out so late.
By the time Harry and Ron had escaped from the Whomping Willow, the sorting ceremony had already begun. They peered in at the Great Hall and watched as the aged-old sorting hat placed new students into the 4 Hogwarts houses, as it had for so many years past. As they watched the sorting, Harry noticed that at least one teacher was missing from the staff table.
Hang on. Where's Snape?
Let's just hope he's left because he missed out on the Defense Against the Dark Arts job again.
Or he might have been sacked. I mean, everyone hates him.
Or maybe he's waiting to hear why you two didn't arrive on the Hogwarts Express.
Professor Snape, we were...
In my search of the grounds, I noticed that considerable damage seems to have been done to a very valuable Whomping Willow. I will be speaking with Professor McGonagall later.
That tree did more damage to us than we...
Silence! I would advise you both to make your way immediately to the Gryffindor Common Room.
And I will think about how to punish you.
Can you believe our luck? Fred and George must have flown that car 5 or 6 times, and they never had an accident. I really thought we'd get expelled for sure.
Come on, Ron. Let's go to the Gryffindor Common Room. Do you think you can remember the way?
No problem. Follow me.
Harry Potter mustn't stay at Hogwarts.
Flying a car right into the Whomping Willow? People will be talking about that one for years.
Brilliant! What an entrance!
Why, if it isn't young Potter, how are you? Glad to be back at Hogwarts?
Well, I would be, Nick, if Professor Snape hadn't caught me outside.
Well, I suppose that rules are there for a reason, although sometimes the reason escapes me. Yes, you shouldn't be up this late, you know. Better get back to the Gryffindor Common Room before Professor Snape catches you again. Goodbye.
Bye, Nick. Finally, there's the portrait of the Pink Lady. Give her the password and let's go to bed.
I thought you'd have the password.
Why would I have the password?
Why would I have it? I've been with you since we got here.
You're right. I better know who would have it.
There you are. Someone said you'd been expelled for crashing a flying car into the Whomping Willow.
Well, we haven't been expelled.
Look, just tell us the new password, Hermione.
Oh, very well then. It's Wattlebird.
There you two are. Brilliant entrance. Got the year off with a bang. Mum's furious, by the way.
Once inside the common room, Harry was greeted by the cheers of his fellow Gryffindors. Harry and Ron became Gryffindor heroes due to their little accident with the Whomping Willow. Harry slept well that night and looked forward to his first day at Hogwarts.
I heard about the flying car. Classic! Professor Sprout has put me here to tell all students where Greenhouse 3 is. It's through here.
I'm Professor Sprout. Welcome to Herbology. Please be careful of the venomous tentacula. It's teething. Welcome to Greenhouse 3. This is a mandrake. Its cry is very dangerous, which is why you're wearing earmuffs. I need you to collect at least 3 mandrakes from this greenhouse. Of course, the more mandrakes you collect, the more house points for Gryffindor.
Hello there, young Harry Potter. Yes, what a fine day.
You look happy, Nick.
That I am, Harry. I sent a letter today to Sir Patrick Delaney Podmore. It's my application to join the Headless Hunt. In fact, as I was telling your friend Hermione Granger, joining the Headless Hunt has been a dream of mine for some time.
Gosh, look at the time. We'd better get to Professor Lockhart's Defense Against the Dark Arts class.
Do we have to?
Really, Harry? I don't know what you've got against Professor Lockhart. He's a fantastic teacher.
Well, he seems to think so.
Defense Against the Dark Arts can be found in the upper castle. I'll show you the way, Harry. This should be a really interesting lesson. Professor Lockhart is probably the bravest wizard who's ever lived.
Is that why you've marked all Lockhart's lesson with little hearts on your timetable?
I have not.
Wow! Harry Potter! It's really you! I'm Colin Creevey. I'm in Gryffindor too. Would it be alright if I took your picture? Everyone told me about how you survived when you-know-who tried to kill you. And you really do have that lightning scar on your forehead. It's brilliant here, isn't it?
Welcome to Defense Against the Dark Arts. My fame makes an introduction unnecessary, but I'll delight you with one anyway. I am Gilderoy Lockhart, Order of Merlin, 3rd class, honorary member of the Dark Force Defense League, and 5-time winner of Witch Weekly's Most Charming Smile Award. Ah, I see you've all bought a complete set of my books. Well done. Now, be warned. You may find yourself facing your worst fears in this room. No harm can befall you whilst I'm here. Remain calm. Ready? A freshly caught Cornish pixie! Don't worry, I stunned this one earlier. We are quite safe. Well, I'll ask you 3 just to put this little fellow and any others back into their cages. I'll see you after the lesson.
Looks like Lockhart wants to give us some hands-on experience.
I'll take care of this one. Petrivicus totalis. Wingardium Leviosa. Simple. Now you try with the second one, Harry. Ron and I are going to round up the others. Isn't Professor Lockhart wonderful?
Okay, I'll try my best, but my wand's been acting very funny lately.
Harry, there you are. Glad I found you.
Hello, Wood.
Time for Quidditch practice, Harry. None of the other teams have started training yet, so we'll have a good head start.
But I haven't had lunch yet.
You can eat later. Follow me to the Quidditch pitch. Listen up, Harry. We're going to make sure we win the Quidditch Cup this year, and the way we're going to do that is practice, practice, practice. First, a quick recap of what we learned last year. Of course, you already know that the red ball is called the quaffle, and it's the job of the 3 chasers to get it past the enemy keeper and into one of the goalposts. But you don't need to concern yourself with that. There are also 2 bludgers flying around, which you don't want to get hit by. But don't worry, each team has 2 beaters who try to keep them away from you. Last, and most importantly, it's your job as our Seeker to catch the Golden Snitch before the enemy Seeker does. Excellent work, everyone. You're back on form, Potter, which means we've got a great chance of winning the cup this year.
Aren't you finished yet, Harry?
Don't look now, but here comes the Slytherin team.
I don't believe it! I booked the pitch for today.
Hey, they've got new brooms and it looks like... Yes, they are! They're Nimbus 2001s!
Yeah, I know. Apparently Lucius Malfoy made a very generous donation.
Like our new brooms, Weasley. Very latest model. Only came out last month. I believe it considerably outstrips the old 2000 series.
What are you doing here, Malfoy?
I'm the Slytherin Seeker now. Didn't you know? Perhaps someday Gryffindor will be able to afford new brooms.
Well, at least no one on the Gryffindor team had to buy their way in. They got in on pure talent.
No one asked your opinion, you filthy little mudbloods.
You'll pay for that, Malfoy! Ron, are you alright? I don't feel so good.
Ron, you'd better get to Hagrid's quick. Follow Ron, Harry, and don't let him out of your sight.
Right, Harry, we gotta let these slugs run their course. I'll give you Fang's bowl to catch 'em in.
How are you feeling, Ron? I never want to see another slug as long as I live. Next time I'll get Malfoy for sure. How can he call Hermione a mudblood?
Ron, it's only a word.
Yeah, but that word's the most insulting thing he could think of. Mudblood is a really unpleasant name for someone whose parents are non-magical. There are some wizards who think they are better than everyone else because they're pureblood.
Thanks for defending me, Ron. Especially the way your wand's been behaving.
Yuck! I can still taste the slugs. I think I need to go and brush my teeth again.
Mudblood, the nasty name some wizards use for other wizards who were born to non-magical parents. And speaking of mud, October arrived damply at Hogwarts, spreading a soggy chill over the grounds and into the castle. A different kind of chill would soon set in as well.
Hello, Nick. What's the matter?
A matter of no importance. It's just that Sir Properly Decapitated Podmore won't let me join the Headless Hunt. Apparently, they only accept huntsmen whose heads have completely parted company with their bodies.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Not to worry, young Potter. As I said, it's a matter of no importance.
You remember where it is, don't you? I'd better get out of here. Filch might be lurking nearby.
Well, well, well. I heard a crash, and what do I find? Mr. Harry Potter and a broken, irreplaceable antique vase.
Argus Filch, the caretaker, was loathed by every student at Hogwarts. Some thought his cat, Mrs. Norris, spied on students.
Honestly, it just fell. What was that?
Hey, what you talking about?
I heard a voice.
Hearing voices won't get you off. I'll mark this down against you. Now move along while I clean this up.
I must have been hearing things.
Morag, please don't light the matches. No, no, no. Hold your wands to the left, not the right. Mr. Potter, why are you interrupting my class?
Sorry, Professor McGonagall. I think I'm lost.
Well, I suggest you try finding your way somewhere else while my class is in session. I shall deduct house points the next time you barge into my classroom, Mr. Potter. Now, where were we?
Hello, I wonder if you three could do something for me. This Halloween will be my 500th death day. Tomorrow I'm holding a party down in one of the roomier dungeons. Friends will be coming from all over the country. It will be such an honour if you, Mr. Weasley, and Miss Granger would attend. Perhaps you could mention to Sir Patrick how very impressive and frightening you find me. It may help me to get into the Headless Hunt. I'll see you all tomorrow down in the dungeons. Cheerio.
A Death Day party? There can't be many living people who can say they've been to one of those.
I've never heard of a Death Day party before. Sounds dead depressing to me.
Ah, there you are, Harry. Hermione and Ron are already at my Death Day party. Come on, Harry, you don't want to be late. Yes, I'll see you in the dungeons. Be quick. You don't want to miss the celebrations. At my party, there's maggoty haggis, fairy green cheese, and a tombstone cake. Delicious, eh?
Wasn't that nearly Headless Nick, the Gryffindor house ghost? Yes, Colin, it was. It's brilliant here, isn't it?
I have a special Death Day speech prepared. I really do think that this will be a Death Day to remember.
Blimey, Harry! Where have you been? We've been waiting ages for you.
Let's go, Harry.
So glad you could make it, Harry. May I recommend the mouldy bread and the stinking salmon? Watch out for Peeves, Harry. He's in one of his mischievous moods. Feel free to mingle, Harry. Ron and Hermione are around here somewhere.
Happy Death Day, Nick. I think Ron has a present for you. I'll go and tell him to bring it over. Peeves, give Ron back his present. What was that? What was what? That voice. It was coming from over there. Come on. The Chamber of Secrets has been opened. Enemies of the air, beware.
Ugh! That's horrible!
What's going on? Enemies of the air, beware! You'll be next, mudbloods.
When Filch saw Mrs. Norris, he screeched accusingly at Harry.
You've murdered my cat. You've killed her.
She's been petrified, but how? I cannot say. And now, I would like everybody to please return to their dormitories. There's nothing else to see here.
Come on, Harry. Professor Dumbledore's right. There's nothing more to see here.
Everyone at Hogwarts was disturbed by the attack on Mrs. Norris and the mysterious words scrawled on the wall. Rumours and speculations spread. Hermione, in particular, was especially affected. Ron and Harry became sure that she was up to something, but whatever it was, she remained tight-lipped.
We have to get to Charms class, Harry, and I have an idea.
An idea about what?
We should ask Professor Flitwick about the Chamber of Secrets. He's bound to know something. Let's go.
Welcome to Charms class. Today we shall be learning the Scourge charm. Yes, Miss Granger?
I was just wondering if you could, tell us something about the Chamber of Secrets.
I deal with charms, Miss Granger, not myths and legends.
Please, Professor, we all want to hear.
Oh, very well. There were 4 founders of Hogwarts: Godric Gryffindor, Salazar Slytherin, Helga Hufflepuff, and Rowena Ravenclaw. Slytherin wanted to admit only the wizard-born students to Hogwarts. The other founders refused, and as a result, Slytherin left the school. Yes, Miss Granger?
He built a secret chamber in the castle of which the other founders knew nothing.
With a great monster to guard the chamber from within. The legend states that one day, Slytherin's true heir will return to open the chamber and control the horror within. And then, all who are not wizard-born will be purged from Hogwarts. All nonsense, of course. Now, back to magic reality. Mr. Potter, perhaps you'd like to step forward and demonstrate Scourge for the class.
Glad to, Professor.
Blimey! I always knew Salazar Slytherin was a twisted old loony, but I never knew he'd started all this pure blood mudblood stuff.
Harry, I want to investigate the scene of the crime. Filch usually guards the hallway where his cat was petrified, but he's away, so now is our chance.
Do you really think there's a Chamber of Secrets?
I believe Flitwick's story, even if he doesn't. And Dumbledore himself couldn't cure Mrs. Norris. I think that whatever attacked her might not be human.
Here we are, at the scene of the crime. It can't hurt to look around, since we're already here, and Filch isn't. Remember all the water that was on the floor? Where had it come from?
From in there. Let's have a look.
I can't go in there. That's a girl's bathroom.
Oh, Ron, there won't be anyone in here. This is Moaning Myrtle's place. She haunts one of the toilets. It's been out of order all year because she keeps having tantrums and flooding the place.
I wish people would stop talking about me behind my back.
Who can the heir of Slytherin be, though? Who'd want to frighten all the non-magical folk out of Hogwarts?
Draco Malfoy. You heard him call Hermione a mudblood, but how do we prove it's him?
We'd need to sneak into the Slytherin common room and ask Malfoy a few questions without him realising it's us.
But that's impossible!
All we need would be some Polyjuice Potion.
Poly what?
Polyjuice Potion can transform a person into someone else, even a Slytherin. We could trick Malfoy into admitting he's the heir. To make the Polyjuice Potion, we'll need several ingredients. Lacewing flies, leeches, fluxweed, knotgrass, horn of bicorn, and shredded boomslang.
Hello there. I wonder if you boys could do me a favour.
Of course, Hagrid.
My pumpkin patch has been overrun with gnomes. Can you help me to get rid of them?
I'll help Hagrid, but I think Ron has some things he needs to do.
I do?
Like getting some knotgrass and fluxweed?
Oh yeah, just make sure that you don't forget the boomslang skin, lacewings and leeches.
Leeches? Ah, nasty creatures. But if you're after some boomslang skin, I've got some in my hut. Need this stuff for homework, do you?
Yes, that's right. Homework! For potions!
All right then, Harry. I'll make a deal with you. Get rid of them gnomes in my pumpkin patch, and I'll give you some boomslang skin.
Okay, Hagrid. It's a deal.
Thanks for saving my pumpkins, Harry. I hope you find a good use for that boomslang skin. Bearded Stoats, look at the time. You better run off to the Quidditch pitch. Your first match against Slytherin's about to start.
There you are! Come on, you'll be late for Quidditch.
Did you manage to get the fluxweed and knotgrass?
I got some flaxweed, but it wasn't easy. Come on, we better get to the Quidditch pitch before it's too late.
And as we join this important Quidditch game between Slytherin and Gryffindor, it is a tense moment. Slytherin are leading 60 points to nothing on the fastest racing brooms goal combined.
It's down to you, Harry. Catching the snitch is the only way we're going to win. You've got to beat Malfoy.
I can't shake this bludger. What's going on?
All right there, Scarhead.
Someone's tampered with this bludger!
There's the golden snitch! Malfoy's on it, and Potter's chasing! There they go after the snitch! It's heading for the stands! Amazing! I've lost sight of them! Potter's going for the snitch! Come on, Harry Potter! Fantastic! Gryffindor win the match! Look out, Harry! Ah!
Harry's arm was hanging at a very strange angle, but in his good hand he held the snitch.
Aha, we've won!
Lockhart told Harry to lie back as he tried to mend his arm with a charm. A strange and unpleasant sensation started at his shoulder and spread all the way down to his fingertips. His arm didn't hurt anymore, nor did it feel remotely like an arm.
Ah, yes. Well, that can sometimes happen. So, Harry, just toddle up to the hospital wing. Madame Pomfrey will be able to, tidy you up a bit.
While he was in the hospital wing, Harry heard footsteps coming down the passageway outside. The next moment, Dumbledore and McGonagall were backing into the room, carrying what looked like a statue. Together, they heaved it onto a bed. It was Colin Creevey. He'd been petrified like Mrs. Norris. Harry overheard Professor McGonagall asking Dumbledore what it could all mean, and his reply sent a chill down Harry's spine.
It means that the Chamber of Secrets is indeed open again.
In the second week of December, Professor McGonagall collected the names of those who would be staying at school over Christmas. Harry, Ron and Hermione signed up. They heard that Malfoy was staying, which struck them as very suspicious. The Christmas holidays would be the perfect time to use the Polyjuice potion and try to worm a confession out of Draco.
Harry, Crabbe, Goyle and Malfoy are in the Great Hall. They've enrolled in the dueling club. I wonder who'll be teaching it.
Let's hope it's not Lockhart. I've had enough of him for one day.
Can everyone see me? Can you all hear me? Excellent. I started Dueling Club to train you to defend yourselves. Dueling Club meets every day in the antechamber just outside the Great Hall. In wizard dueling, the object of the exercise is to incapacitate your opponent. My assistant, Professor Snape,
I am your colleague, not your assistant.
has informed me that he knows a tiny bit about dueling and has graciously agreed to monitor the duels. And now for a brief demonstration. Mr. Potter, if you'd like to partner up with Mr. Weasley...
I don't think so. Time to split up the dream team, I think. Mr. Malfoy, come over here. Let's see what you can make of the famous Potter.
Thrashing you will be a treat, Potter.
Very well then. One's at the ready. When I count to 3.
Scared, Potter? You wish.
1, 2, 3!
Expelliarmus! Ah! If you think that makes you the winner, you've got another thing coming. Try this, Potter! Serpent Sortia!
Hissing furiously, the snake slithered towards Justin Finch-Fletchley. "Leave him alone," Harry shouted. At least, that was what he thought he'd shouted. When he looked up at Justin, he was met with an angry look.
What do you think you're playing at?
The snake was lying slumped on the floor, docile as a thick black garden hose. So why was Justin, and everybody else for that matter, regarding him with a look of horror?
What was that? Did Harry just hiss?
Oh my! That couldn't have been...
It couldn't be. Not him.
You're a Parselmouth, Harry. Why didn't you tell us?
I'm a what? A Parselmouth? You can talk to snakes. So, does it matter?
It matters, Harry, because being able to talk to snakes was what Salazar Slytherin was famous for. That's why the symbol of Slytherin House is a serpent.
Now the whole school's going to think you're his great-great-great-great-grandson or something. But I'm not.
You'll find that hard to prove. He lived about 1,000 years ago. For all we know, you could be.
Harry lay awake for hours that night, wondering, could he be a descendant of Salazar Slytherin?
Everyone's saying that Potter's the heir of Slytherin.
Potter's a Parselmouth. Everyone knows that's the mark of a dark wizard.
I ought to head up to Moaning Myrtle's bathroom and see how the Polyjuice potion is coming on. I hope Hermione doesn't need any more ingredients. I feel very uncomfortable being in a girl's bathroom.
I wish people would stop interrupting my peace and quiet. I do have feelings, you know, even if I am dead.
She's very touchy, isn't she? What's that horrible stink, Hermione?
That will be the Polyjuice potion. Well done getting all the ingredients I asked for.
Did you manage to get any powdered horn of bicorn?
Yes, but I had to sneak into Snape's office last night to get it.
She wouldn't get me creeping about in Snape's office, especially at night. Here's the flaxweed and knotgrass.
And here are the boomslang skin, lace wings, and leeches.
How long until the Polyjuice potion's ready?
I'm afraid we still need some extra ingredients. Something from Crabbe and Goyle. I've already managed to get some hair from Millicent Bulstrode.
I hope you're not saying that you're going to turn us into Crabbe, Goyle and Millicent Bulstrode.
Well, Crabbe and Goyle in particular are the only people Malfoy trusts. He'll tell them anything. You do want to find out whether Malfoy's the heir of Slytherin, don't you?
Of course we do. I just hope that the Polyjuice potion will wear off. That's all.
Of course it will. Ron, I think you should try and steal some hair from Crabbe and Goyle after lunch. They like to have a nap after feeding their faces.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Come on, Ron. Let's leave Hermione to prepare the potion.
Oh, no!
Mr. Potter, what on earth is... Oh! What's happened here?
I don't know. I found him like this.
Follow me, Potter.
Professor, I swear I didn't...
This is out of my hands, Potter. Through this door, please, Potter.
Harry was taken to Professor Dumbledore's office, where he came across the Sorting Hat.
You've been wondering whether I put you in the right house. Yes, well, you were particularly difficult to place, but I stand by what I said before. You would have done well in Slytherin.
Oh my gosh! That bird looks sick. It burst into flames.
Good evening, Harry.
Professor, your bird! I couldn't do anything. He just caught fire.
Fawkes is a phoenix, Harry. Phoenixes burst into flame when it is time for them to die, and are reborn from their ashes. Fascinating creatures, phoenixes. They can carry immensely heavy loads. Their tears have healing powers, and they make highly faithful pets.
Professor, I just want you to know that it wasn't me. I'm not the attacker.
I know you're not, but I still want to talk to you. I must ask you, Harry, whether there is anything you'd like to tell me.
Come to me. Let me rip you. Let me tear you.
Being able to talk to snakes was what Salazar Slytherin was famous for.
Anything at all?
No, there isn't anything, Professor.
Very well, if you're sure. Good night, Harry.
Night, Professor. There you are! You need to go to Moaning Myrtle's bathroom. Hermione's waiting for you. Now that everyone knows you're a Parselmouth, they've convinced you're the heir of Slytherin. You don't think it's me, do you?
Of course not.
There's no way you're the heir, Harry. Thanks.
We need to finish the Polyjuice Potion and prove that Malfoy's the heir of Slytherin. That way we can clear your name. Ron, did you manage to get some hair from Crabbe and Goyle?
Yes, I did. But I'm telling you, it wasn't easy.
Okay, I'm sure I've done everything right. Once we've drunk the potion, there won't be much time before we turn back.
Now what?
We each have some of the potion, add the hairs, and then drink it.
I'm still not sure about this. Ready?
Ready?
As I'll ever be.
1, 2, 3.
Are you two all right? Yeah, unbelievable. Hermione, are you okay?
Fine. I'm fine. Go on without me.
Well, if you're sure, we'll meet you back here later. We'd better get going before the effects of the Polyjuice Potion run out. We need to find out where the Slytherin common room is. I hope we can find someone to follow. There's a Slytherin now. Quick, follow him and don't lose sight of him.
Pure blood.
What's the password? I bet I can use that to get into the Slytherin common room.
There you are! Have you two been pigging out in the Great Hall all this time?
How did you know?
I'm surprised the Daily Prophet hasn't reported what's going on here. I suppose Dumbledore's trying to hush it all up. He'll be sacked if it doesn't stop soon. Father's always said old Dumbledore's the worst thing that ever happened to Hogwarts. He loves that non-magical lot. A decent headmaster would never have let that jumped-up Granger mudblood in. And as for Saint Potter, the mudblood's friend, he's another one with no proper wizard feeling. And people think he's the Slytherin heir. I wish I knew who it is. I could help them.
You must have some idea who's behind it all.
You know I haven't, Goyle. How many times do I have to tell you? But I know one thing. Last time the Chamber of Secrets was opened, a mudblood girl died. So I bet it's only a matter of time before one of them's killed this time. I hope it's Granger.
Anyway, Draco, I'd best be going.
Going where?
To the hospital wing. Yes, that's it. The hospital wing. I've got a stomachache and I need to get something for it.
Get going, Goyle, before your fat belly explodes.
I'd better get out of here, and fast.
The news that nearly headless Nick had been petrified spread through the school like a dark cloud when everyone got back from holiday. If a ghost can be petrified, the students thought, then no one is safe. The first years moved around the castle in tight-knit groups, afraid they might be attacked if they ventured out alone. A furious trade in talismans, amulets, and other protective devices was sweeping the school. In the meantime, Harry had learned that Draco Malfoy was not the heir of Slytherin. But if it isn't Draco, and it isn't Harry, who is it?
I'm glad we changed back. I didn't like being Crabbe one bit. I wonder where Hermione went. I hope nothing went wrong with her potion.
Harry, I'm very displeased that you missed my new defense against the dark arts class. To be a successful wizard, you have to study with the best. Come along to my office for a private lesson. Professor Gilderoy Lockhart.
Looks like you're still Lockhart's #1 student.
I thought it was bad enough with everyone thinking I was the heir of Slytherin. A private lesson with Lockhart is much worse. I'm going to see if I can find Hermione. I wonder what went wrong with her potion and where she went. Guess what, Harry? Hermione's in the hospital wing. The Polyjuice potion turned her into a cat. Seems like the hair from Millicent wasn't from her at all. I hope Madame Pomfrey doesn't ask too many questions. Anyway, I suppose I should be going to the private lesson with Lockhart.
Ah, Harry, you finally made it. Terrible news about young Mr. Creevey being petrified, not to mention poor Mrs. Norris. No need to worry, though, as your defense against the dark arts teacher, I'll save the day. Excellent, Harry! I knew you would do it! I'll have to watch myself in a few years' time, or you'll be stealing my job. Now, run along. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and I have something very special planned.
Hey, Harry! Something has really upset Moaning Myrtle. You mean more than usual? I could hear her wailing all the way from the grand staircase. And the cord outside her bathroom is flooded again.
You don't think someone else has been attacked, do you?
Anything could have happened. Come on, let's go see what's up.
Who's that? Come to throw something else at me?
Someone threw something at you?
Yes, they did. It's over there. Let's all throw books at Myrtle because she can't feel it. What a lovely game, I don't think.
Careful! My dad told me some books can be very dangerous.
Well, we won't find out unless we look at it. It looks like an old diary. Belonged to T.M. Riddle. Hang on. I know that name. T.M. Riddle got an award for special services for the school 50 years ago. I know that because Filch made me polish his shield about 50 times in detention. Whoever he was, he didn't write in it. It's completely blank. I wonder why someone wanted to try and get rid of it then. Weird.
Happy Valentine's Day, Harry! How many cards have you received? So far, I've only received 46. But the day is still young. I've arranged a little surprise for you and the rest of the students at Hogwarts. My friendly card-carrying Cupids!
Oh, you, Harry Potter, stay there. I've got a musical message to deliver to you.
Valentine's cards. Ugh! Keep away from me!
His eyes are as green as a fresh pickled toad. His hair is as dark as a blackboard. I wish he was mine, he's really divine. The hero who conquered the Dark Lord.
Harry went to bed before anyone else in his dormitory that night, mainly because he wanted to examine Riddle's diary. He sat on his four-poster and flicked through the blank pages. Then he pulled out a bottle of scarlet ink, dipped his quill into it, and dropped a blot onto the first page. Excited, Harry loaded up his quill and wrote, "My name is Harry Potter." Then at last, something happened. Oozing back out of the page came words Harry had never written.
Hello, Harry Potter. My name is Tom Riddle.
Harry nearly upset his ink bottle.
I'm at Hogwarts and horrible stuff's been happening. Do you know about the Chamber of Secrets?
And then more words appeared on the page.
Of course I know about the Chamber of Secrets. In my 5th year, the chamber was opened and the monster killed a girl. I caught the person who'd opened the chamber and he was expelled. I can show you, if you like. I can take you inside my memory of the night when I caught him.
Harry paused for a second and then wrote 2 letters. O.K. The pages of the diary began to blow as though caught in a high wind, and then the diary seemed to open up, and Harry was pitched headfirst into the opening. Harry was entranced by the memory Tom Riddle showed him.
Come on. Gotta get you out of here. Come on now. In the box. It's all right. Come on out. There you go.
Evening, Rubeus.
What are you doing down here, Tom?
It's all over. I don't think you meant to kill anyone, but monsters don't make good pets.
It never killed no one.
Come on. The least Hogwarts can do is make sure the thing that killed that girl is slaughtered.
It wasn't him. He wouldn't. He never.
Stand aside.
No!
It was Hagrid, Ron. Hagrid opened the Chamber of Secrets 50 years ago.
Harry had always known that Hagrid had an unfortunate liking for large, monstrous creatures. But he was equally certain that Hagrid would never mean to kill anybody.
Riddle might have got the wrong person. Maybe some other monster was attacking people.
How many monsters do you think this place can hold?
We always knew Hagrid was expelled, and the attacks must have stopped then. Otherwise, Riddle wouldn't have got his award.
Riddle's diary! It's gone!
What? But only a Gryffindor could have stolen it. Nobody else knows our password.
Exactly. We can't tell anyone about the diary, and I don't want to be the one who brings up why Hagrid was expelled 50 years ago. And then there's...
This time, let me
The voice! I just heard it again. Didn't you?
I didn't hear anything.
Harry, I think I've just understood something. I've got to go to the library.
But McGonagall said we have to stay in here unless we're in class.
What does she understand?
Loads more than I do.
But why she got to go to the library?
Because that's what Hermione does. When in doubt, go to the library.
And I've got to talk to Hagrid. If he set the monster loose last time, he knows how to get inside the Chamber of Secrets.
You made it then, Harry. Shh! Someone's talking to Hagrid.
Yet again, Cornelius, I tell you that taking Hagrid away will not help in the slightest.
That must be Cornelius Fudge. He's the Minister of Magic. My dad's boss.
Quiet, Ron.
Look at it from my point of view, Albus. I'm under a lot of pressure. Got to be seen to be doing something. If it turns out it wasn't Hagrid, he'll be back and no more said.
So, where am I going?
You'll only be going for a short stretch, Hagrid. It's not a punishment, more a precaution. If someone else is caught, you'll be let out with a full apology.
Not Azkaban.
Shh! I just saw someone who looks very much like Lucius Malfoy coming into Hagrid's hut.
A dreadful thing, Dumbledore. A very bad business indeed. Things have gone far enough. As chairman of the school governors, I've simply got to act. All 12 of the governors feel it's time for you to step aside. As of this moment, you are suspended as headmaster of Hogwarts.
If the governors want my removal, Lucius, I shall, of course, step aside.
No!
However, you will find that I will only truly have left this school when none here are loyal to me. You will also find that help will always be given at Hogwarts to those who ask for it.
Of course, if anyone wanted to find out some stuff, all they'd have to do would be to follow the spiders. That'd lead 'em, right? That's the key to the whole thing, and that's all I'm saying.
Come along now, Hagrid.
All right, I'm coming.
We're in trouble now. I'm Dumbledore. There'll be an attack a day with him gone.
Look, over there! Looks like they're heading for the Forbidden Forest. This ledge is too high to climb.
I'll give you a leg up, Harry. You'll have to brave the Forbidden Forest alone. Good luck, Harry.
Aragog, a human is here.
Is it Hagrid?
Not exactly, but I'm a friend of Hagrid's.
Hagrid has never sent men into a hollow before.
Hagrid's in trouble. That's why I've come.
In trouble? But why has he sent you?
They think up at the school that Hagrid's been setting a something on students. They've taken him to Azkaban.
But that was years ago. Everyone thought that I was the monster that dwells in the Chamber of Secrets. They thought Hagrid had opened the chamber and set me free, which was why he was expelled from Hogwarts.
So you didn't come from the Chamber of Secrets?
I come from a distant land. A traveler gave me to Hagrid when I was an egg. He cared for me, kept me in a cupboard, and fed me. When I was blamed for the death of the girl, Hagrid protected me. Now, I live in the forest. The girl who was killed 50 years ago was discovered in a bathroom, and I have not seen any of the castle apart from the cupboard I grew up in.
So do you know what did kill her?
The thing that lives in the castle is an ancient creature we spiders fear above all others. We don't speak its name.
Okay, I'll just go then.
Go? I think not.
But...
I cannot deny my children fresh meat. Goodbye, friend of Hagrid.
They sped out of the hollow, branches whipping the windows as the car wound its way cleverly through the widest gaps, following a path it obviously knew. After 10 noisy, rocky minutes, the trees thinned and the car stopped so suddenly they were nearly thrown through the windscreen. They had reached the edge of the forest.
Follow the spiders. What was Hagrid thinking? You're lucky to be alive. What was the point of going in there? What have we found out? I'd like to know.
That Hagrid never opened the Chamber of Secrets. He was innocent. Wait a minute. Something Aragog said. Ron, that girl who died. Aragog said she was found in a bathroom. What if she never left the bathroom? What if she's still there?
You don't think... Not Moaning Myrtle.
Harry, Ron, I'm sorry, but this will be a bit of a shock. There has been another attack.
Oh no. Who?
I am very sorry, but your friend Miss Granger was found petrified near the library. I have asked all students to remain in their house common rooms.
There's Hermione. What's that she's holding? It's a note. In her handwriting. Here's what it says. Of the many fearsome beasts and monsters that roam our land, there is none more deadly than the basilisk, the king of serpents. This snake, which may reach gigantic size and live hundreds of years, is born from a chicken's egg, hatched beneath a toad. Aside from its deadly and venomous fangs, the basilisk has a horrible stare, and all who are fixed with the beam of its eye shall suffer instant death. Spiders flee from the basilisk, for it is their mortal enemy. The basilisk flees only from the crowing of the rooster, which is fatal to it.
Ron! This is it! This is the answer! The monster in the Chamber of Secrets is a basilisk! A giant snake! That's why I've been hearing the voice and nobody else has heard it. It's because I understand parcel tongue. But how's the basilisk been getting around the place? A giant snake! Someone would have seen.
Pipes, Ron! It's been using the plumbing. I've been hearing that voice inside the walls.
The entrance to the Chamber of Secrets. What if it's a bathroom? What if it's in...
Moaning Myrtle's bathroom!
Okay, so what do we do?
All students are to return to their house dormitories at once. All teachers return to the staff room immediately, please.
Not another attack!
Yes, there had been another attack, the worst one yet. This time, someone had disappeared. It was Ginny Weasley, and another message was left on a wall. It said her skeleton will lie in the chamber forever. Hogwarts would surely close now. Professor Lockhart had been given the task of rescuing Ginny, but Ron and Harry were beside themselves with worry. They had to do something.
Hurry, Harry! We have to save Ginny!
We need to have a plan. Go to the girls' bathroom, Ron, and find Moaning Myrtle. I'm going to find Lockhart.
Lockhart? Why?
He's the Defence Against the Dark Arts teacher, and whatever's attacking people is definitely involved in the dark arts.
It wouldn't surprise me if he was trying to sneak out of Hogwarts.
Okay, I'll meet you in the girls' bathroom.
Oh, Mr. Potter, I'm rather busy at the moment.
Professor, I have some information for you. I think Moaning Myrtle was the girl who was killed by the monster 50 years ago. She may know where the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets is.
Well, okay, if you're sure.
Oh, it's you. What do you want?
To ask you how you died.
Oh, it was dreadful. It happened right in here. I died in this very stall. I remember it so well. I'd hidden in here because Olive Hornby was teasing me about my glasses. The door was locked and I was crying. Then I heard somebody come in. They said something funny, a different language, I think. It was a boy speaking. So I unlocked the door to tell him to go and use his own bathroom, and then I died.
How?
No idea. I just remember seeing a pair of great big eyes, and my whole body seized up, and I was floating away.
Where exactly did you see the eyes?
Over there by the sinks. One of them has never worked. Not as long as I've been here.
Harry, say something! Something in parcel tongue!
But go on, Harry. Okay then, open up.
English?
I'm going down there.
Well, it looks like you boys don't need me, so I'll be off.
You're not through yet. Down you go.
No!
Come on, Harry. This is it.
I know.
Oh. Harry, there's something up there.
I feel faint.
The adventure ends here, boys.
I shall go back to the school, tell them it was too late to save the girl, and that you both tragically lost your minds at the sight of her dead body.
Oh no! I know what he's gonna do! He's gonna try and hit us with one of his memory charms!
Yes, indeed. The famous Lockhart memory charm. I'm sorry, boys, but it is for the best.
Say goodbye to your memories. Obliviate!
Ron! Are you okay? Ron!
Yes, I'm through here, I'm fine! Lockhart isn't though! He got blasted by his own memory charm!
What are we going to do now?
Well, we can't get through this lot, it'll take ages!
There's only one thing to do.
Wait there with Lockhart!
And I'll go on. Ginny's been down here for hours, and if we waste any more time, it might be too late.
If I'm not back in an hour... Okay, Harry. I'll start trying to shift some of this rock so you can get back through. See you in a bit.
Ginny! 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 Don't be dead! Please wake up!
She won't wake.
Tom? Tom Riddle?
She's still alive, but only just.
You've got to help me, Tom! We've got to get her out of here! There's a basilisk and it could be along at any moment!
The basilisk won't come until it's called. Let me tell you about the real reason Ginny's like this. She's been writing in the diary. My diary for months. I grew stronger and stronger on a diet of her deepest fears until I had enough power to start pouring a little of my soul back into her.
What do you mean?
Ginny Weasley opened the Chamber of Secrets. She daubed threatening messages on the walls and set the Serpent of Slytherin on the Mudbloods and Filch's cat.
No!
I'm afraid so. Ginny told me all about you, Harry. So I decided to show you my famous capture of that great oaf Hagrid to gain your trust.
You framed Hagrid!
Yes!
One day, I hoped to lead another in my footsteps, to finish the work of Salazar Slytherin. I knew you were on the trail of Slytherin's heir, so I led Ginny down here to wait.
But you, Harry Potter, how is it that you managed to defeat the greatest wizard of all time?
Why do you care?
Tom Riddle was my filthy, non-magical father's name. Do you see it yet, Harry? I am Lord Voldemort, the greatest sorcerer in the world!
Sorry to disappoint you in all that, but the greatest sorcerer in the world is Albus Dumbledore.
Dumbledore's been driven out of Hogwarts by the mere memory of me.
He's not as gone as you might think!
That's a phoenix.
Fawkes!
A sword from Dumbledore, no doubt afraid to come himself. Well, it won't save you, Harry Potter!
To business, Harry. I'm going to teach you a little lesson. Let's match the powers of Lord Voldemort, heir of Salazar Slytherin, against the famous Harry Potter. Speak to me, Slytherin, greatest of the Hogwarts Four! Kill him! You can still kill him! Kill him now!
Harry, oh Harry, I wanted to tell you. It was me, Harry, but I swear I didn't mean to. Riddle made me. He took me over.
It's all right. Riddle's finished. Come on, Ginny. Let's get out of here.
They were flying upwards. Before he'd stopped enjoying the ride, it was over. All four of them were hitting the wet floor of Moaning Myrtle's bathroom. Harry told them everything. For nearly a quarter of an hour he spoke into the rapt silence. He told them about hearing the disembodied voice. How Hermione had finally realized that he was hearing a basilisk in the pipes. how he and Ron, following a hint from Hagrid, had followed the spiders into the forest, that Aragog had told them where the last victim of the basilisk 50 years before had died, how he had guessed that Moaning Myrtle had been the victim, and that the entrance to the basilisk's lair, the Chamber of Secrets, might be in her bathroom.
But how did you all get out of there alive?
Well, it had a lot to do with loyalty and friendship.
And courage. Harry, you can't forget that.
Yes, and courage too.
Professor Dumbledore explained that 50 years ago, Lord Voldemort, as the 16-year-old Tom Riddle, had enchanted his diary, and that diary had enchanted Ginny.
Professor Dumbledore, I thought you'd been suspended.
Lucius Malfoy had threatened to curse the board if they didn't remove me, but they decided to stand up to him. We can assume it was him who got the diary to Ginny. He daren't do it again unless he wants the Ministry of Magic after him.
About Professor Lockhart, I'm afraid he's lost his memory.
Oh dear, what will he think about now that he can't think about himself?
Just don't give his job to Professor Snape. He's too, valuable as a potions teacher.
You've all performed brilliantly. It must have been a terrible experience.
It was. We spent much more time in a girl's bathroom than I would have liked.
Being petrified was awful, but I learned a great deal from it. I'm going to write a paper about it for extra credit.
When you've got your friends to help you, you can accomplish anything, and nothing is too awful. Well, almost nothing. Looking like Goyle came close.
Later, Harry managed to release Dobby from the slavery of Lucius Malfoy.
How are you feeling?
A lot better now, thanks. I'm really disappointed. With all that's happened, Professor McGonagall has cancelled this year's exams. I was really looking forward to doing all of that revision.
As you can see, Harry, Hermione's made a complete recovery.
The rest of the final term passed in a haze of blazing sunshine. Hogwarts was back to normal with only a few small differences. Defense against the dark arts classes were cancelled, and Lucius Malfoy had been sacked as a school governor. Draco was no longer strutting around the school as though he owned the place. On the contrary, he looked resentful and sulky. On the other hand, Ginny Weasley was perfectly happy again.
This is our last day at Hogwarts.
Yeah, the only thing left to do is the House Cup ceremony in the Great Hall. I hope we've got enough house points to beat Slytherin. I'd really love to see Malfoy's face if we managed to do it 2 years in a row.
Well, when you're ready, Harry, we'll go in.
Attention, please. Students, attention. The headmaster wants to address you.
Silence. It isn't too late to lose house points, you know.
This House Cup ceremony brings the school year to an end, and an eventful year it was. Without further ado, I shall now present the cup to the Hogwarts house with the most points.
Think we'll take it again this year?
After you and Harry saved Hogwarts, I should think so.
In 4th place, Ravenclaw.
Thank you for not saying last place.
In 3rd place, Hufflepuff.
Thank you. We find finishing in the middle to be quite adequate.
And now for the 2nd place house.
It'll be you, Gryffindors. You're naturally second best. You won't steal the House Cup from Slytherin like you did last year.
After barely escaping disqualification, Slytherin.
What? That means...
1st place, and the House Cup goes to Gryffindor.
Yes! We did it again!
Thank you very much for watching the second installment in my Harry Potter the Game movie series. This video consists of footage from the PC, the PS1, the PS2 and the GameCube versions of the game. Surprisingly, the PS2 and the GameCube versions are not 100% identical and have some significant differences, which is why I used them both. I tried to make the story as complete as possible, which resulted in some scenes being weird and kind of awkward. I'll let the credits roll to pay respect to the developers of these awesome games. For some reason, the PS2 version didn't have credits, but I'm pretty sure most of the people who worked on it are the same as in the GameCube version, so these credits should be enough. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the third game movie.